and welcome to TU Got a Point. I'm Jim Entwistle, Senior Lecturer in Digital Journalism, and I'm delighted to be joined today by 3 second-year sports journalism students. Could you just introduce yourself, gents?
I'm Ben, second-year sports journalism student.
I'm Danny, again, second year.
And I'm Jacob, in the same.
Grand. So what brought you to Teesside?
For me, it was the course, specifically sports journalism. So I was all right at English, but I didn't want to do specifically journalism. And I knew that it had to be based around sports, like specifically football. And it was one of the only unis that offered this course. So that's why I'm here.
And how's it going for you?
Really good, yeah. Really enjoying it. A lot of the stuff that we've done has been like good experiences, which I'm sure we'll get on to, but enjoying every module and had a good time.
Good stuff. What about you, Danny? What brought you here?
For me, I'm a big Borough fan, and it was the links with Borough. I know that Borough is sponsored by the uni, but also if you look around, the facilities are really good as well. It's a huge campus with so many different buildings, so it was just like the links with my favourite team, and just looking at the facilities, you don't really get it anywhere else.
You were doing some work with Borough Ladies, is that right?
Yeah, I was at Borough Women, who are also at some point sponsored by the uni as well, and they had a good link with the university as well. There were some of the girls were already studying there, and some of the media team had recommended me to come here as well, just because of all the facilities and how good the course was. And I knew a few people who had already graduated, and they recommended it to us as well.
Jacob?
Similar to Danny, that obviously being a Borough fan, it's very appealing when you can be offered opportunities to work with, the club that you support. But initially, I was looking at other universities, and then I came across this university, and I came to the open day. When I came, and they explained all the facilities and what they have to offer, all the opportunities, I had to come, and it's a decision that I'm glad I've made.
Good stuff. And you're making the most of the facilities at the moment. I understand you guys are making a podcast at the moment. Is that right?
Yeah. So they offer, obviously, there's a station that has like soundproof. It's like a soundproof room, and you can get cameras, headphones, microphones, obviously tripods, and we're doing a podcast at the minute. Hopefully we have some episodes out soon.
What's it about?
Fantasy Premier League football. If anybody is watching who wants to listen to it, I'm sure you'll be able to see that soon. So we'll try to get that uploaded on YouTube and things like that. But see, I've access to editing softwares and just all sorts, to be honest with you.
Is that something you're all getting involved in the studio-based stuff?
Yeah, the podcast. Yeah, we've recorded one episode so far, and we've sent it to Helen, who's our radio station manager. So it's been a really good chance to see if we want to produce anything live as well. But it's been a good laugh recording it, and like you say, just making the most of the facilities that we've got. It's been a good laugh, especially because you can do it with people that you get along with as well.
A lot of the stuff is exactly how I thought it was going to be. Like I imagined like TV studios and radio studios and doing things for fun that help towards your course as well, and that's exactly what it's been.
And how's your progression in those facilities and those skills? Do you feel like you're coming along with that side of things?
Yeah, I think the boot camp module last year was probably my favourite. We learned a lot about editing and camera work and audio and lighting and everything like that. And that's probably helped us with the podcast and made it a lot better. Yeah.
It's a lot of boots on the ground sort of stuff. Like especially this year, we've got our live news day production, and literally you just sort of tasked with going out and getting out there and finding a story and creating it by a deadline. So it's a lot of getting you to do it practically, and that's what's really impressed me so far. Well, obviously you're gonna have a little bit of writing to do, like essays and stuff, but it's been good to like get out there and make a portfolio of contacts and make a portfolio of work, like videos or podcasts or radio features, news features. But it's been really good so far.
Is there not a lot of pressure on you in those environments to sort of find your own stories and produce your own work?
You're kind of forced to go into uncomfortable environments, but that's what helps you grow. You can't get into journalism without putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. So things like interviewing people, going up to strangers, that's all what you have to do. And although it might seem very daunting at first, once you do it and you've done it a few times, you realise it's easy. And there's a lot of things that you might think that you can't do, but being on this course, there's a lot of things that you're forced to do, which, you know, you improve on them skills. And personally, I wouldn't have thought I'd be doing a lot of the things I've done in this past year or 2 years that I have done here. So yeah.
Is that the same for you all then?
Exactly
Handling
the
that
same,
pressure?
yeah. A lot of the stuff that we've done is like put us out of our comfort zone. Like you said, going out, getting vox pops, interviewing people on the street. It's not something I thought I would be doing, but I've really enjoyed it, and it's helped with everything, like the skills I've built up and even just confidence as well. I would never say I was like a shy person, but I didn't think I'd be doing some of the things that I thought that I've done.
Great. So tell us about the trip to Spain. You guys all got selected to go to Spain and cover a international event.
Yeah, the International Quizzing Championships. It was a big event. It sort of came out of the blue, didn't it? Really. Jane Allen, the Queen of Quizzing, I think her official title is. She sort of came down and forwarded this idea of a TV show at first to the university and to us lot in the class. And then she mentioned the IQCs, and then one thing sort of led to another, and then in like the weeks that followed,
The IQCs being
the International Quizzing Championships. And in the weeks that followed, it was just like put your name forward and see who gets selected. And obviously we were the three who put our names forward, and it was a really big opportunity, and just something that sort of just came out of the blue really, but it was an opportunity that you couldn't really say no to.
So you went unaccompanied to Spain, and what was the brief? What did you have to do?
Well, it was pretty bizarre the way it all happened. So obviously Jane, the organiser, came in about a month before, and then within 3-4 weeks we were on the plane to Spain. We didn't really have the greatest of idea what we were actually going to do, but we got there and she was lovely and sort of made us feel welcome. And we got into our hotel room, we sat down, and we tried to make a plan, didn't we? And we were just like, we don't know what to do, but we just thought, we'll do as much stuff as we can. And she was really pleased with what we did, wasn't she?
So what did you do then? What?
So we did feature articles, which involves obviously writing up the article. You've got to get an interview with a person, obviously random people that you'd never met. And on top of that, people who have like big statuses, like kind of celebrities, if you like, you know, Olympians, like you got an interview with a former Olympian, people off TV and things like that. We did match-up shoot. So one of the things she wanted us to do was to cover these events. So like there'd be an under or the youth kind of individual quizzes or the nations quizzes where obviously the countries are together as a team, and she'd want us to kind of do these reports in a sense that in a way that makes the sport look like an actual sport, because that's what she thinks that it is, and that's kind of what we learned. It kind of is like a mental sport. So she wanted us to do that, and then what else did we do? We did
we were sort of tasked with getting them out there really, and
previews as well.
Social media thing.
We ran the social media as well.
Social media,
It was sort of just get there, produce some top quality stuff that makes the uni look good and makes, you know, quizzing.com look good. Also while
basically
getting experience.
Basically every skill you need as a journalist we did whilst we were there, and we left at the end of the week thinking, oh well, all of us have plenty to add to our portfolio, and that's why we initially signed up for it. And you know, it was a good decision, I guess.
Yeah, there's been some amazing work come out of it. What was the feedback from Jane?
She was really pleased with it, yeah. We put in a lot of effort, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like not much sleep at all.
Yeah, there were long days. I think on the Saturday it was like a 8 a.m. start, something like that. And then I don't think I finished working or editing until about 2 o'clock in the morning of the day that we flew home. So
I think a lot of your colleagues thought it was going to be a bit of a jolly, didn't they?
It was sort of.
But then
we
again,
didn't know what to expect really.
We didn't spend a penny. You know, everything was paid for us. Flights were paid for us, and that's just this is just one example of, you know, a lot of opportunities that you get whilst being at the university, and obviously luckily we got to experience that, and overall, you know, there's no complaints about it at all. It was a fantastic experience for all of us, and we got a lot out of it. You know, a real life situation as well. That was probably one of the main things for me. So like you said there, when we went back to the room and we were like, we don't know what we're doing here, and that wasn't like Jane's fault or anything. I think we were just overthinking it a little bit, but it kind of got us in a real life situation. And we came out and we actually produced work from it. So,
do you think you'd be better off, you know, next time? Do you think you'd be in a better place starting off a project like that? You know, if you were asked to go and cover another event.
Absolutely. I think it was a little bit daunting at first when we sort of like landed and we got in a hotel and we had a chat with Jane, and like asked her what she wanted. But then we sort of got there, looked at the schedule, and our heads were just sort of all over the place. But I think that's something that you can't, until you're put in a situation like that where you're left to your own devices, you'll never learn how to come out of it better. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, although you might not want to be put in that situation, you know, looking at it from an outside perspective, looking back at it now, I think it was better that's the way it went. Maybe without a lecturer is probably the best way to go about it, because we were sort of really left to just do it ourselves, sort of thing.
Yeah, it was definitely the best way to learn. Was we were thrown in at the deep end, and we came out. We were all right, and produced some good work as well.
So what comes next then? What have you all got on the horizon?
Well, me and Ben, we've applied to the Planet Forward program, which is another opportunity that the university have sort of provided us on sports journalism, where we, you know, discuss topics in global warming and, you know, general environmental topics. We've both picked something about sport as well, involving it.
Possibly more travel ahead on that one.
Yeah, and they give you an opportunity to go to America if there's only one place, so we're sort of competing against each other. But whoever gets it gets to go to America, so it's another great opportunity. Like we were saying, the university's got great relationships with so many different people, like the Gazette, the Northern Echo, the football club, and like I say, Planet Forward. There's so many different links and opportunities that you can take, and that's really one thing that set the course.
So what advice would you have to someone thinking about doing sports journalism at university?
I would say just say yes to everything, every opportunity that comes your way. Like, make sure you're saying yes to, because I sort of applied for this just by doing a voluntary role before I started uni. I hadn't really done anything in media before, but I said yes to that, and that got me on my way to doing this. And we've all said yes to the opportunity going to the quizzing, and everybody's applying to loads of different opportunities. There's no harm in broadening your experience, even if it's voluntary. There's no harm in doing it, so just say yes to everything. It's only going to make you look better. It's only going to make you more refined.
If you enjoy social media and think you can grow yourself on if you're wanting to grow yourself on social media, I'd say definitely choose journalism, because it teaches you a lot of social skills in the real world, and obviously social skills on the internet and how to do that. So yeah, social media. If you're big on social media, then definitely do that.
Yeah, there's so much of a variation on this course of skills you'll build up that it'll, no matter what you want to go into, it'll definitely help. And like I said, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I picked this course because it was sports journalism. And even if I'd have wanted to go into radio, we've got a module for that. If I'd have wanted to go into traditional journalism, we've got writing modules. There's so much you can do that there's no way you'll come out of it feeling let down or like you haven't built on your skills. It'll definitely improve you as a person as well.
Is it too early to ask about the big picture in terms of like where you want to be when you finish here? And
well, the thing with journalism, it's very broad, isn't it? So you've got, like, if you put everything together, then you've got multimedia journalism, which you go into a role within that, and you can do so many different things. There's also, you can do also, so we're doing match day reporting next year. Next year, and that obviously, that's a whole sector that you can go into. And there's absolutely just all sorts of journalism. That's one of the reasons I picked it. You know, I wasn't sure, and I'm still not really sure the kind of exact path I want to go down, but I'm sure I'll figure it out soon before the end of my third year. And that's why, you know, so many people love journalism, is because there's so many paths you can go down with it.
I'm the same. I would say that I wouldn't know exactly what I want to do, but I've definitely got a better idea. The course has definitely helped me with what direction I want to go down. Maybe not the traditional side of journalism, writing, although I don't mind that. I prefer hands-on sort of media experience, and that going to Spain and covering the quizzing championships was like exactly what I would want to be doing.
So these experiences also help give you a bit of clarity.
Exactly, yeah.
Well,
exactly.
It teaches you what you don't want to do.
Yeah.
So if you know what you don't want to do, that at least narrows it down. You might not know right now exactly what you want to do, but you know what you don't want to do, and that helps.
I think as well, even if you don't know what you want to do when you come out of it, the course makes you, it doesn't just teach you one thing, it keeps you so well rounded. You know, we're taught how to make websites in our first year. We're taught how to edit photos, videos, and audio. We're taught how to write articles, news articles, and feature articles. We're taught how to conduct interviews. So you're not just, I can only go into, match day reporting, or I can only go into, behind the scenes, or I can only be a producer. You come out of the course with so much, like a very broad range of skills. So it doesn't narrow you down. So that's why I think for us three, it's so hard to decide where we want to go, because we know that, we could probably do a little bit of everything, you know what I mean? Because it's such a broad range of skills that we've been taught at the uni.
Very good. Well, look, I think we've talked enough for now. That's all we have for today. If this sounds like it might be of interest to you, visit our website. We've got loads of open days throughout the year. Come and pay us a visit.